Join me to discuss this and more, including the president's ask of China to help keep the strait open, is constitutional lawyer, former Pentagon JAG Officer Don Brown. Don, nice to see you.
Thank you, Steve.
And I want to share this with the folks because I want them to take something home that's useful information. The East-West pipeline across Saudi Arabia is called the Petro Line. It was built a number of years ago. It has a peak capacity of 7 million barrels a day. It's been running at 2.8 million. I am told that in the next few days, it's going to go back up to 7 million barrels a day. So if that's true, the Strait of Hormuz becomes a lot less important real fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, I heard you talking to Ed Batasky about that in the earlier segment, and I'm familiar with that pipeline. And yes, when the Saudis turn the valves up, that will certainly relieve a lot of the pressure coming in from the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz. It isn't clear to what degree it's going to reduce it, but it's certainly a step in the right direction. We know the president wants China and others to come in. China is the largest navy in the world, but I think, Steve, when you consider numbers here, you'll see why the president is making this request. The Strait of Hormuz at full capacity, there are about 3,000 ships a month. These are oil tankers coming through those narrow straits. That's about 100 ships a day. Steve, the U.S. Navy has 75 destroyers, and those destroyers would be responsible for escort duty, but they're deployed all over the world. So we just don't have enough ships in the U.S. Navy to single-handedly provide escort services. China's got a larger Navy than we do. I think that's unfortunate, but it's a matter of numbers. So we'll see if NATO steps up. They should. The Chinese certainly should step up, but we'll see how it plays out.
Absolutely true. China needs the oil. Bill Clinton knows a thing or two about escort services. That's for another day. As we talk about, as we talk about this, and you look at the attacks on Iran, something like 7,000, 8,000 targets hit now. They have no Air Force left. Their Navy, 90 ships strong, have been eliminated or put out of service, sunk or destroyed in some fashion. They don't have much fighting capacity left, except they continue to produce these drones. And so they have these sporadic strikes, and this could go on for some time. Give me your opinion here on the timeline of our involvement there.
Well, these are nuisance weapons that can be deadly and that they're very expensive. That's why I call them nuisance weapons. You have mines which can be laid by fishing trawlers. And these drone strikes, of course, the number of strikes have gone down, but when you have one drone hitting one tanker and setting it on fire, that spooks everybody else. I was looking at the numbers. On March 1st, the first full day of the war, Iran lost about 300 drones. March 2nd, 150. For the next week, they were in 120 range. And then the next week, the number of drone strikes dropped down to about half of that, 40 to 50. They're running out of drones, but they're continuing to try to produce them. I know we're hitting those munitions factories where they're being produced, but it only takes one or two to really send a spook into the market, and therein lies the challenge. And we had USS Samuel B. Roberts when we were escorting freighters or tankers in 1988 during the Iran-Iraq war, struck a mine and almost sunk. We've had a couple of naval vessels hit mines in 1991. They survived quite well, but it is a challenge because these weapons are so cheap and so copious. And that's why it's important to get some of these allies in here. This is a matter of freedom of navigation. The British Navy can come in to secure the freedom of navigation on the high seas. It's not a matter of getting involved in the war. This is a matter of the global economy maintaining some sort of semblance of stability. And so I hope that these allies will consider it from that standpoint.
Yeah, the British, the French, and all the rest should consider that. And so should China. It's their economy that's being damaged more than anyone else. That's a fact. Don, I got to leave it there for today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.